Good morning, you guys. It's a beautiful day here in Vancouver. And you probably noticed something. The video quality and my microphone quality is way better. Well, that's because I decided to up the ante a little bit. But without further ado, let's get started on the next part of building Vancouver from the ground up. Now, there are a lot of things to do. In fact, we still haven't even added the zones yet. But before we add the zones, we have a couple of things to look at. We only have 2 schools here. St. Paul's Hospital, Canada Place, Granville Station, and of course BC Place. And doesn't really seem like enough. We also got the Roundhouse there, but it's not enough. It's not enough because the city requires a lot more things to grow. And we're gonna do that. But before we do that, we're gonna just lay out the zones first. And then we'll worry about the other things that we need to get the city growing in a bit. So we're gonna add some of the residential in the northern areas near Denman, all the way up to Burrard. And then we're gonna add in some more residential to the Beach Avenue corridor, just beside Burrard Street Bridge. Then we're gonna add some of Denman Street's commercial zones and a little bit of Davie Street's commercial zones. Finish that up. And then we'll do some of Granville and Burrard's commercial zones. And then we'll just touch up the office zones near Canada Place. Very important stuff going on there, by the way. Recently, they actually had a gravity convention. Yes, it was hosted by an SFU professor. A bunch of scientists from around the world came this year, and they talked about gravity and its origins. It was very awesome. You guys should look it up. A lot was discussed there. So, right now, we're just at the bypass near BC Place. And we're just checking out the city before we start building it. Alright, I also did a few things outside of the video. I added Pender Street as well as Hastings Street and a little school near there. But we got some power issues, so let's look at the dam. We're producing 80 megawatts of power, and we got the water intake systems, so now our city has water. And once I resume the time, the power should flood back into the city. So, looking at St. Paul's Hospital here. Very, very lovely. And so, we have to add a couple things. So, we're going to add the 2 police stations in downtown. And then the 2 fire stations. Or, I believe there was only one. Yeah, there was only one fire station. And I've added 2 bus routes here, so we can get the city flowing through with some extra traffic and our pedestrians can get to work. I also added in the Canada line. I'll add in the Expo line in a little bit. Interestingly enough, 420 isn't going to be held at the Vancouver Art Gallery this year. It's actually going to be held at Sunset Beach. Yeah, so this time we're going to have 420 at the beach. And yours truly is gonna miss it because he has to work. Sad face. But regardless of that, 420 is an awesome event. It brings people together at a time of peace and simple protest. How do we protest? We simply smoke the weed. And in doing so, nothing bad ever happens. But as you can see, this city is finally growing. Look at that. She's growing slowly, and it seems like there is a lot of sewage backup. Did we forget something? Oh yeah, we did. We definitely forgot something. The sewage pumps. Alright. The reason I chose this location for the sewage pumps is because when I was 12, I went somewhere behind the Vancouver airport and I decided to go into the beach area, and I thought it was lovely. There was like driftwood, and there was signs of campfires and everything. And I went into the water, you know, it was fun, and I just splashed around in the water, and all of a sudden, I just sunk right into the sand. And when I pulled my feet out, the most disgusting thing oozed out of the sand. It was spent used oil and God knows what else. But it was absolutely disgusting, and I recently found out that that's where a lot of the boats dump. Yep. So I figured, why not put all the sewage out there where I found the sewage and oil. Anyways, I added a little bit of industrial area in that southern zone that you just saw. It's not going to grow yet because there isn't really enough infrastructure around to support it, unfortunately. But here you can at least see the city as it's growing in its first stages. Our lovely, beautiful Vancouver downtown core is actually becoming something. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm SirWeedBoy, and keep smoking that granddaddy purple, guys. Stay lifted.